Imagine looking up into the night sky and seeing not just stars and planets, but entire floating cities orbiting Earth. This might sound like the stuff of science fiction, but could it become a reality? Today we'll explore the fascinating science and technology behind the concept of floating cities in space, and whether such a vision could support long-term orbital living. Human fascination with life beyond Earth is not new. From the International Space Station to moon bases and science fiction novels, we have long dreamed of expanding our reach beyond the confines of our home planet. Floating cities in space represent the next step in this quest for cosmic colonization. But what exactly would it take to build, sustain, and thrive in such a habitat? First, let's consider the basic structure. The design of a space city would be unlike anything built on Earth. It would need to withstand the harsh conditions of space, extreme temperatures, radiation, and microgravity. Concepts typically feature rotating structures, often called oneill-cylinders, named after physicist Gerard K. O'Neill. These cylindrical habitats rotate to create artificial gravity through centrifugal force, which is crucial for the health and comfort of inhabitants. Material selection is another significant factor. Construction materials must be lightweight yet strong enough to endure the rigors of space. Current aerospace technology often employs composites and alloys, but unprecedented innovations in material science could be vital. One possibility is graphene, a recently discovered material that is 200 times stronger than steel, yet incredibly lightweight. Utilizing such advanced materials could make the construction of floating cities feasible. Once built, these space cities would require a self-sustaining ecosystem. Life support systems must recycle air and water efficiently. Technologies such as bioregenerative life support systems, which include plants that naturally purify air and recycle nutrients, would be implemented. These plant systems not only provide oxygen but also contribute to food supplies, underscoring the necessity of a closed-loop ecosystem for sustainable space living. Energy generation presents another critical challenge. Without a direct supply of terrestrial energy, such cities would rely on solar power. Massive solar panels could capture vast amounts of the sun's energy, providing a reliable source of electricity. However, energy storage would need to be tackled to ensure consistent power during periods when the city is eclipsed by Earth. Advanced battery technology and energy-efficient systems would be crucial in addressing these needs. Communication with Earth is yet another dimension to consider. Current satellite technology allows for a constant exchange of information, but latency and bandwidth could be issues over greater distances or with increased numbers of inhabitants. Building an advanced communication network would be essential for sustaining operations and maintaining connections with Earth. Beyond technological concerns, there's a social dimension to consider. Humanity's survival in space involves not just physical sustenance, but also psychological and social well-being. Designing habitats that provide natural views, personal space, and community areas could help mitigate the effects of isolation and confinement associated with space life. Moreover, preparing for emergencies is vital. This includes contingencies for medical situations, system failures, and potential collisions with space debris. Highly trained personnel and advanced robotics would be integral in responding to such scenarios swiftly and efficiently. Economically, the cost of developing and maintaining a city in space would be astronomical by today's standards. Funding would most likely come from international cooperation among governments and private enterprises. However, the long-term economic benefits could be immense, spurring advances in technology, the extraction of space resources, and new markets beyond Earth. Looking at the big picture, while the idea of floating cities in space seems ambitious, the seeds of such a future are already being sown. As our technology advances and our understanding of space grows, the dream of living among the stars becomes less fantastical and more plausible. While we may not see these orbital cities become a reality in the immediate future, the continued pursuit of this vision holds promise for exploring new frontiers and perhaps, one day, calling the cosmos home. In conclusion, while significant scientific and technological hurdles remain, the pathway to building floating cities in space is being charted today. With ingenuity, collaboration, and perseverance, humanity's future in space could become as real as the stars themselves. Who knows? Someday soon, we might just look up into the night sky and see those shining beacons of human achievement floating serenely above us.